Wanted to share a relatively new feature of Google Docs that you might find useful. So normally when you're working in Google Docs, you are constrained by the size of your paper. Now you might know that you can go to File, Page Setup, and you can change your margins. You can change from portrait to landscape, and you can end up with a little bit more space to work. But this new feature is when you go to Page Setup, you can click up here and choose Pageless. And that way, you don't have the constraints of the size of a piece of paper. So this would be more if you wanted to work visually and adjust to the size of your screen. So again, I'm going to switch back to page setup here and go back to the page format. And if I go and I insert an image and I find this wonderful picture of a dog and I insert the dog, the picture can only be as wide as the sheet of paper. Okay, so even if I zoom out, okay, I can't make this picture any larger or it gets cut off because of the size of paper. But if I go to File, Page Setup, and I choose Pageless, then I can make the picture as large as I need to based on the size of my screen. You might notice here that it's actually stopping, um, even though I've got all this space over here. So another thing I can do is I can go to the View menu, and I can choose Text Width, and I can change it from narrow to full. And now this picture, I don't know why you have to change the text width to do that, but now this picture can be as wide as my screen, and that's as far as it's going to go. Now it still is going to cut it off a little bit on the sides here, but again, if I continue to zoom out or zoom in or whatever, it's only going to be constrained by the size of my screen. The zoom's not going to change anything. So I'm going to make that smaller. So basically, if I have a larger monitor, I can have larger images, and you might find that useful. Some people like to create things in Google Slides or even Google Drawings and get that same sort of effect, but you can do it in Google Docs now as well.